Okay, peeps, welcome back. So today we're going to be talking about an update on LTCN BCHG and HZEN, which is our newest position. And where's the price heading? Let's get it. So the first thing that I want to pull up is the portfolio here. As you guys can see on our portfolio, we have basically the three positions sitting right here. You can see that they're pretty much all in the money. They're actually massively in the money. I got to be a little bit honest. It's a little tempting not to take profit on these, considering how much they're up, especially this one right here, BCHG, because this thing just basically did like a wine bottle corkscrew explosion to the upside just out of nowhere, went up almost 100%. So it's pretty impressive. But this is where our portfolio currently sits. We have not taken any profit yet, although we are considering taking profit on BCHG. And we're also considering adding to HZEN if it comes back down, but we'll just have to wait and see on that. LTCN is pretty much just a hold at this point. We're not going to buy or sell. So before I pull up the charts of those three, the first thing I want to point out to you guys is what's going on with Bitcoin. So I know this is not a Bitcoin video, but this is important. So you guys can see here that the bullish pennant that we had did indeed have a breakout almost exactly when I announced it. You can see here on this candle, it did break out of the bullish pennant. This is on the weekly time frame, by the way, so this is very, very bullish. And we have another massive green candle going up. Again, the target is roughly about 47,000, so that's pretty much up here at this peak before Bitcoin had this crazy dump down to 16,000 last year in 2022. But the important thing to point out here is the RSI is overbought, as you guys can see. That typically indicates that a reversal may be coming. As you guys can see here, we'll pull back on the charts so you guys can see that we had a couple here, and then we did pull back from that point. And then we had one, obviously these ones here. This was the bearish divergence on the 2021 March peak, and we had a huge 50% dump again back here in 2017. But just because it's overbought does not necessarily mean that it has to sell off. It's just a kind of a warning signal that there may be a potential pullback at the very least coming in the immediate short term. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at one more chart before we get into the three. So this is the total crypto market cap 1, which basically includes all of crypto, including Bitcoin. Total 2 would basically be everything excluding Bitcoin, and total 3 would be everything excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. So we take a quick bird's eye look at the charts. You guys can see we are overbought on the total 1. We've had, it looks like 8 green weeks straight. But if we take a look at total 2, this excludes Bitcoin. It's barely overbought. It's not even flashing green yet. And total 3 also barely overbought, not even flashing green yet. And as a matter of fact, we have not even gotten above this previous candle close high right here, which if we did, I mean, the next target would be all the way up at 632 billion. So that's about another 33% increase. One more thing to keep in mind, if Bitcoin does actually start kind of chopping around, not necessarily selling off, but let's say it kind of hits this 47,000 level and then it just kind of bobs around sideways, goes up and down, and pretty much more or less sideways. At that point, we could pretty much expect altcoins to start popping off and really rip into the upside. It's not a guarantee, but that's typically how it works in crypto. So let's get into LTCN. As you guys can see, the price is currently under $10. We did post about this on X, just so you all know. If you were following us there, you would have seen it. If not, then give us a follow, and we'll try to keep you updated as we can. But basically, we were saying that if we got above this candle body here, it was bullish. We did. You can see we got above it, then we chopped, and then we ripped to the upside. And if we got above this candle body over here at 704, it was extremely bullish. And you can see we had this massive, huge green candle to the upside. It basically just blasted straight through resistance. It was a 27% move in 1 week. So The RSI is a little overbought. I have no idea where my Mac. Okay, for some reason I flipped the indicators here by accident, but yeah, the MACD is just now entering into bullish territory. As you can see, it's above the 0 level here, but barely. You guys can see, like, just if you look back here a little bit, you can see just how ridiculous this MACD got over here. It got like really, really up there. So the RSI being overbought could indicate a potential pullback. Maybe we see a pullback into this resistance and then turn it into support. So it goes from like 704 and then it heads up here to $13 at that point, or maybe it just goes straight up to $13, comes back and tests this, and then moves higher at that point. It's hard to say at this point what to expect. We'll just have to wait and see. So that's LTCN. It is looking bullish on the overall so far. The next target would be 13 to 15. And then if it can get past that, the next target would be basically 24 to $26. And when we get to past those levels, we can talk about what the next target above that is. So we'll start with BCHG since as the second one, since we've talked about this more previously. So you can see the RSI is starting to flash green. It is moving into overbought territory here. And you can see the MACD is still bullish. We're pretty much still sitting above the 0 level. It hasn't really come down yet. Now, in terms of the price, we did talk about this on X, that if we see a close above this candle at 247 and then one above this candle at 285-ish, that if we saw a weekly candle close above that, that would be bullish. We did indeed see that. As a matter of fact, we had this gap up here. If you can see this little gap between these candles, that's known as a gap. And then we pretty much just blasted straight off to the moon at that point. So this candle from bottom to top, about 51%. As of the current price, about 42%. So the support is sitting between 250 to 288. Resistance is where it's at now, so basically about 380 to 420. And then if we can get above that, the next resistance would be between 540 to roughly about 580 a share. Now, we'll talk about HZEN, which is our most recent position that we added to. As you guys can see here, we have just over 4 figures in it. We decided to buy into this because we saw that it was starting to, really heavily buy into this because we saw it was starting to move off of this support down here. And at that point, we said, okay, we better get in now before it starts to really move pretty quickly to the upside. And that's exactly what it did. So as of right now, we're kind of in the middle of nowhere on this. Not really bullish, but not really bearish. The RSI is barely overbought. But the MACD, I don't know why it keeps doing that. But let's actually try to move this back down. There we go. So the MACD here, you guys can see, is barely above the 0 level, but we did have a golden cross and it is moving up. So that's actually a very bullish sign. Now, basically what we want to see is, you guys can see the price is currently sitting at 164. It is breaking out, so pretty much broke above this resistance here where you see these wicks. We're getting rejected off of this resistance zone, and we had this close roughly about 138. If it closes on the weekly above that, that is bullish, but we want to see it close above these candles right here. So basically a body close above 174 to roughly about 180. If we can get a close above that, then we're headed up to roughly about 260 to 290 a share, I would say. And then the next target would be 380 to roughly about 420. So anyways, this is our update on the Grayscale ETFs, LTCN, BCHG, and HZEN. Hope y'all enjoyed this content. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see y'all later. Peace.